Hey guys, the Explorer of Horror here. Welcome back to some more videos. And before we get into the video, I just wanted to say happy Halloween to everybody. I'm filming this real early into Halloween, so this video will be up a little bit later in the day. So first of all, happy Halloween, and thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate all your guys' support on the channel and on the videos lately. And just the Wes Craven Marathon. It's all been just so fun and awesome, and I want to say thank you to everybody out there who's been stopping by and checking out the videos. I really appreciate that. But I've been picking up some movies since the last time I did an update video, and it's quite a bit. We have quite a bit of a thing to get through here. And definitely on some of these purchases, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get a hold of myself because I am just getting out of control. I mean, I wasn't going broke for these movies, but it was like, okay, I gotta calm down. This is probably gonna be my last big haul of movies for the year, and I'm really gonna try and cut back because I've been picking up so many of them. Again, I'm not broke or anything because of it, but just to where I'm like, okay, relax, man, relax. But anyways, I just want to do another update video for you guys. The Halloween update, the big update. I was waiting on some packages to get in the mail to do this video, and they arrived. So I was like, you know what? Time to shoot an update video. So this is the Halloween, October 31st update. We got Blu-rays, Steelbooks, 4Ks, box sets, couple DVDs, few DVDs actually. So we got a whole big haul here, and we're going to get right into it. So the first thing I picked up is from a releasing company called Massacre Video. I actually want to give them a big shout out because they are a very friendly, very vocal, very just, you know, fast response time. Has always been really cool and just really nice. And you don't really get a lot of interaction like that with releasing companies, you know. And I get it, you know, the big companies, you know, they got a lot of stuff to do. But I thought it was really cool that Massacre Video, they reach out to their fans, they say thank you, they're always interactive, and they have some pretty cool releases. And the first thing I picked up was a film that I had seen around a month or two ago, maybe 3 months ago. And I seen it, and I was like, I gotta own this movie. And they restocked this DVD, and I had to pick it up. And that is Brian Paulin's Fetus. Now, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, like, you know, this is just a shock movie, whatever, gore fest, and it is. Is it just disturbing for disturbing's sake? In my opinion, no. I think this is one of the better horror films I've seen recently. And yes, it's extremely disturbing, extremely gory, but it does it with a purpose, and it's extremely well made. Not only the effects pulled off very well, but just, I thought, for the low budget, it was directed pretty cool. It had some well done sequences. The finale just left my jaw on the floor. And I thought it was an absolutely wonderful film. And I thought Brian Paulin did a great job. I think this is not his first movie, but earlier on in his career, which I know he's released a lot of stuff since then, which is pretty cool. On the inside, you get reversible art. Really love this artwork. That's pretty cool. And I loved just the design of the creatures in this movie. Just the gore effects were insane. You do see some crazy shots of, like, baby mutilation. So you see, like, it is disturbing. It is gory, but it's like, it's so over the top that it's not a dead serious tone. And it's weird because it really is a serious movie at points that deals with some heavy subject matter, but it gets so outrageously gory that you're just like, oh my god, how much more can they do in this fucking movie? But you know, it does have some pretty upsetting scenes. You know, the baby mutilation. You see a baby get like its head cut off. It's very that, but it was fake enough to where like it wasn't totally shocking and disturbing. You could tell it was like a baby doll, which is cool because if it was really realistic and drawn out, it'd be like really disgusting and hard to watch. But it is disgusting and hard to watch. as far as like just the blood and the brutality of it, the gore and everything, but there's a lot of good moments in this movie. There's the ending with these demons and creatures and everything being practical. It's such a cool movie and such an inspiration that somebody can go out with a budget like this and make something so good. And if Brian Poland's out there, I really, really enjoyed your movie, man. Really solid movie. So you got Fetus. Another DVD I picked up was Philosophy of a Knife. And why I picked this up is because Massacre Video released these, which we'll get into here in a minute with more detail and everything. They released the Men Behind the Sun movies. And so I kind of wanted to study the movies that have all covered about Unit 731. And I know they had this on there. I also picked up another one. I won't watch them all at once. That'd be crazy. I'd be so depressed because this is like 4 hours long. So some people would say, this is all you need. And I've seen part 1, and it is this very disturbing stuff. Very disturbing. But it is a subject. It is a part of history that is, you know, a sort of morbid curiosity. You know, like it's just, you don't really hear a lot of discussion about the Unit 731 atrocities, and just looking into it, how horrible it was, how awful it was for these movies covering that subject. I haven't seen the Men Behind the Sun movies yet, but I've seen the first part of this. There's 2 parts. It's 4 hours total, so they broke it down to 2 parts. And part 1 was, this definitely, like Fetus, it is gory, kind of disturbing, kind of crazy as well, but this is definitely a much more serious, heavy, dark film. And part 1 was a little over 2 hours, I think, or just above 2 hours. This also has a documentary on it. And yes, it is very disturbing, very graphic, very heavy. But I thought the filmmaking was done extremely well. I love how it's shot in black and white. It just feels authentic. It looks gritty and just, it's haunting. It's really haunting. And it's just watching movies like this, it is extra disturbing because you know that stuff like this really happened. This ain't like it's, oh, this didn't happen. Like, no, this, like, in history is a massive war crime at Unit 731. You know, multiple war crimes. The atrocities that were done at Unit 731. It's unspeakable, man. It's unspeakable. But it is something that I was wanting to study. It's something that I was wanting to look into and check out the movies that were made. So that's why a bunch of these are in here. It's like, why are you watching all those? I'm not watching them all at once, but I do have them all. So when I'm doing this journey, I guess, of war atrocities, you know, I got this to start. And part 1 was really, really disturbing. It's dark. They're definitely dark. Like I said, I haven't seen the Men Behind the Sun ones yet, but I do have the Blu-rays for whenever I do check them out. And Massacre Video did a great job. Slipcover, Blu-rays. I knew instantly I had to get these because these were extremely rare, especially the sequels. We got Laboratory of the Devil. And like I said, I appreciate that Massacre Video did reversible artwork on the inside, and I just really appreciate they took the extra steps with it, you know. But we got the second one, Laboratory of the Devil, which that's why I jumped on these so fast, because I was like, oh my god, they're so rare, I gotta get them because they were rare for years. 3, A Narrow Escape, with really, I don't know what it is, but this is haunting. This artwork is so haunting, just so creepy looking. And this is, yeah, so this is all like, I'm going to have to pace myself with watching these because these are really, really heavy films. And this one I'm surprised I found as fast as I did for as cheap as it was. And that is the 4th one, sort of the sort of the unofficial Men Behind the Sun fourth movie, Black Sun: The Nanking Massacre, which, like I said, guys, it ain't looking like it's gonna be happy days from here on with watching these movies. That's why I said it's gonna have to be spread out, man, because it's really dark subject matters, but it is a part of history, you know. Like I said, just studying these movies and studying the history of it. So I got those. And like why I said this is an unofficial sequel, it was made by the guy who made the first Men Behind the Sun, because he doesn't consider 2 and 3 canon. This is his canon sequel, but most people don't consider it. It's a weird thing where, I guess the way I look at it, I consider its own thing, because it's about the Nanking Massacre. It's about a different thing, so I consider it its own movie. But some people consider it part 4, some don't. I guess it's really up to whoever's watching it. So now we got to the heavy shit. Yeah, that was like really heavy. That's like a big, heavy, just chunk of movies I got there. Except for Fetus. Fetus is disturbing, but it's a very, very well-made movie. Moving on, we got 4K of Bride of Chucky, which I watched like half of it. Didn't get a chance to finish it. Looked pretty damn good in 4K. I seen this artwork. I seen the alternate artwork that they made for what I guess was pre-order, which, like I said, it's lame that Scream Factory does that. They're like the only people that freaking does that, where you got to pre-order to get the custom artwork. It's like, why even give me a slipcover? You might as well not even give me a slipcover if I don't have reversible art. There's no point in that. But Bride of Chucky looked good in 4K. I got it for the collection. I had the first 3 on 4K, so I wanted to add Bride of Chucky to that. The only one I'll pick up after that in 4K will probably be Curse of Chucky. I will only pick up Seed of Chucky and Cult of Chucky if they're on sale for really cheap. Like unrealistically cheap for 4K. Next one I got is the Rosemary's Baby 4K. Haven't watched this one yet, but I know it got talked about a lot when this was announced, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. The artwork's warming up. Like, I'm warming up to it. At first I was like, what the fuck is this? But I did warm up to the artwork. I think it's pretty neat. It's a dual artwork. Like, you look at it at face value, oh, it's a demon screaming. But then you look at it a little bit longer and you realize that you have the silhouette of Rosemary, you know, with the baby right there. She's pregnant. So I think it's a pretty cool slipcover. I don't mind it. I know a lot of people didn't dig it, but I thought it was cool. This one, I can definitely see the issue with, especially with like what the UK edition looks like and what these other editions look like. And here in the US, we got this. I don't hate this cover. I thought it, seeing this online, it looked real ugly, and just lazy. Lazy, I think, is a good word to describe it. Lazy. But it's kind of meh artwork. I don't hate that, but it's just, like everybody else says, it's very, very basic. You might as well just put the original movie's poster on there. And I don't think there's reversible art, so you can't see the original poster art. Yeah, there's no reversible artwork, so stuck with that cover. I did watch the version you've never seen, aka the director's cut. And I know a lot of people are saying this 4K has issues. I didn't notice it. There was one scene in this like over 2-hour long movie that I thought looked really grainy and really out of focus, and it looked a little bad. One scene. The rest I thought looked fantastic. I went from DVD to 4K, and so it was a huge jump in quality. Huge, massive. So I don't really see the problems. I don't really see the issues. I think it looks fine. I think it looks as good as this movie will ever look. It's crisp, the colors, the detail. I think it looked great. My favorite thing about this 4K was the sound. Watching the DVD, there was a few times where it was hard to hear it. The dialogue in particular. The sound is crystal clear. There are sound effects I don't even remember hearing in the original version that I had on DVD. There are bits of dialogue that I didn't catch watching it the first time on DVD. So this made the dialogue really clear, the sound effects, the music, the mixing of everything. Definitely my highlight for this 4K is the sound. The sound is so good. So good with this release. It is just, the enhanced audio is wonderful. But yeah, I thought it was a very solid 4K transfer. I don't really understand the problems people have with it. I thought it looked fine on 4K. This next batch I have here, which is quite a bit, is the ones I got today. This is from Vinegar Syndrome. And man, it was so cool unboxing these and like looking at them, because I'm like, man, I think that Vinegar Syndrome has the best slipcovers in the game, like bar none. You know, Arrows had some cool stuff, but they definitely have the best slipcovers. Like I said, these are Blu-rays and 4Ks. First thing I got here is Tragedy Girls. Now I got this and these two others. Well, three. Yeah, was it 2 or 3? Yeah, I think it was the next 2 and this one. I got these on a sale. This was $12 for this Blu-ray. It was crazy. This is how you know I got a bit of a problem. I woke up in the morning and I got a notification. I looked at it. It was real early. I was like half awake. Got a notification and checked, and it says, "Oh, Vinegar Syndrome has a sale." You know, checked, and everything was like $12, $14, and I literally woke up, bought the other 2, put my phone back down, went back to sleep. I think I got a fucking problem, y'all, but I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it. But this is one of the ones I got, Tragedy Girls. The slipcover sold me. I also am interested in the plot line, which, like I said, Vinegar Syndrome, best slipcovers, best artwork in the game. I mean, just a lot of care put in their products. A lot of care. And what's cool is, like, not only do you have different artwork on this, but it even has a slipcover or it has reversible art as well. So you have like 3 covers you can choose from. See? And I didn't have to pre-order that to get the freaking custom art like Scream Factory does. For some, because they're freaking cheap. But yeah, I got Tragedy Girls, Blu-ray, Boarding House, which, look at that badass cover. See, really what it was is they put a lot of their obscure titles on sale. So the slipcovers is what really sold me on these. The covers, the titles. I had always heard about Boarding House, so I wanted to check it out. This was like I said, $10, $12, somewhere around there. Look at that artwork. Wonderful artwork. The inside. And it's even to where, like, the discs have artwork as well. Like, Vinegar Syndrome, man, they put a lot of effort in their stuff. They really do. And this shipped really fast. It shipped in like 2 days. And they got this one, which I think is a bit more of a lower budget film, Wicked World, on Blu-ray. And again, I don't really have much to say because I haven't watched these movies yet. That's kind of a badass cover in there. Then, of course, the disc. But then you got the artwork on the inside, which I thought was kind of a weak cover. So I reversed it because I was like, what the fuck? So we got Wicked World. Once I see these movies, I'll probably mention them or do reviews on them or whatever. But like I said, I've never seen those movies, so I can't really comment much on them. This one I have seen, and that's why I got it on 4K. Hopefully I don't get flagged because of titties, but Flesh Eater, Revenge of the Living Dead. Directed by Bill Heinzman, who, of course, is the zombie from the original Night of the Living Dead. Shout out to John Steele. John Steele, if you're watching, thank you so much for showing me this film, because I watched it and it was so much sleazy fun, and it really is just a sleaze fest. It's so fun. So big shout out to him for showing me this movie. I think it was me, him, and a lot of, friends. We all sat down and watched Flesh Eater, Revenge of the Living Dead. So that's cool. The next one we got is Mother's Day on 4K. I had to get this. I did not finish this movie. I started watching it one day. I got about 25 minutes in, and I loved it so far. So in this one on 4K, I instantly got it. Which, like I said, I love their slip covers, because it's embossed, so much detail. Reversible art, which is really nice. And on the inside, like I said, I haven't seen all of it, but from what I've seen so far, I really loved it. So I wanted to get it on 4K and finish watching it in 4K. This is so cool, man. I did not realize that this case for Bloodsucking Freaks, which really cool, like I said, really cool detail and bust, but it's a magnetic case. I've never gotten that before, ever. Like, it's a magnetic case, man. That's so cool. I know some people are like, oh, that's average for them. Like, I've never gotten that before, so I find that really cool. I'm so glad that they did that, because I'm like, wow, I've never seen that before. So, yeah. Like I said, probably all the usual people like that buy from Vinegar Syndrome, they're like, yeah, they do that all the time. I'm like, well, I've never seen that before, so. Bloodsucking Freaks, kind of a must-own. I think that was one of Troma's, either their first movie or one of their first movies. And it's always been one I wanted to check out. And of course, back when they announced this, I knew I was going to get it. So I got the Blob remake from 1988, I want to say. And I had like 3 options. I had this edition, the basic one with the regular classic artwork, and the artwork that was designed by Scream Factory. So I had 3 options. This was the most expensive one too, because it's Steelbook. It's not that I regret buying it, because it looked good, it sounded good, it was a pretty decent transfer. This artwork, I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of this artwork. I think it's okay. I think what it is too dark. Like, if I hand this movie to somebody who's never seen The Blob, and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? It is very hard to tell what the fuck is happening here, because you're seeing tentacles and explosions and a chick firing a machine gun and people running and people getting attacked. Like, what the fuck is going on in this cover? And I think what it is like, at first I seen it was a Steelbook and I was like, oh my god, give me the Steelbook. The more I thought about it, I'm not a huge fan of the artwork. I think it's okay. I think it's passable, but I just think it's too dark. It needs to be brightened up a bit. It needs to have a little bit of a calmer, like, I don't know, it just needs to have a bit more where you can tell what's going on. Because, I've seen the movie before, so I know what scene this is, but if you haven't seen this film, you kind of don't even know what the fuck, like, this is. So overall, it's an okay cover. It's okay design, but I'm not a huge fan of the art. But I love the movie. And that was cool seeing it in 4K. Thank you. I will say that Scream Factory, some cheap people sometimes, but thank you to them for putting that on 4K. That's pretty cool. Then I got this, and this is so cool. As you guys know, this was my favorite film from last year, and I remember them announcing this 4K, this Steelbook, with the slipcover. I didn't realize it had a slipcover with it, but when they announced this 4K, I was so excited. And when I went to Best Buy, which my local Best Buy still carries physical copy stuff, so I'm trying to go there as often as I can before it's over, before it's all over, before they stop stocking the physical media. And I'm so glad I got this because I'm a huge fan of the movie, my favorite horror movie of last year. And it's not only a steelbook, but it's a steelbook with a fucking slipcover. That is so cool. Look at that fucking artwork, man. I can't believe that they gave Smile such a great treatment. Love it. Love it, love it. So yeah, I got that. I didn't watch it on 4K yet, but I did check out the special features. I checked out the short film that they made, which was sort of the film that got studios wanting to make Smile. It is interesting. I thought it was pretty good for a short. It was actually very well made. And here's the final thing we have to talk about, guys. The creme de la creme. The finale of this video. Talking about the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. Is it Quartet? Is that how you say it? Quartet of Torment 4K set. Really durable, nice, smooth box. You hear that little thump there? It's got a pretty good weight to it. It's pretty durable. But of course, it comes with a book, solid book too, hardback book. Really out there artwork. I actually, when I first got this box set, I thought it was ripped. I'm like, oh my god, did they drop it or something? But I am in hell. Help me. And yes, I did watch Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 on 4K. And they look good. Hellraiser 3, we'll get into it in a minute. But yeah, so we got a book. I'm assuming it's about the production and everything of the first 4 movies. I haven't read it yet, so. We got, there's a little, it's like Pinhead without the skin. Then you got the box in the back. And that's a slipcover. I am in hell. Help me. Then you open it up. We have such sights to show you. Oh, oops. Oh, my audio is working now. I accidentally muted myself. Fingers crossed. But we got the inside. Of course, as you can see, Hellraiser 4 is missing because I've got it in the PlayStation right now. Overall, I think it's a pretty nice set. I will say, though, it does have some things that I would tweak. I think for what it is, I've never had Hellraiser on 4K, so this was the first time upgrading Hellraiser for me. There are some things I would tweak. I'm not a big fan of the packaging, you know, where the thing folds out and it has all the discs. Not a big fan of that. I like the Psycho box sets layout better, where it was all individual packaging. I kind of get it, though. To save some space on the shelf, this does save some space. It is actually drastically more spacious than the Psycho set, so maybe that's why they did it. Also, small thing for small problem for this. It's too small. The logo on the spine. You put that on your shelf, you'll barely be able to see what this is. Like, the Quartet of Torment, that's written so goddamn small. Can you guys read that? I know you can read Hellraiser, but there's words below that says Quartet of Torment. I can't even fucking see it. So yeah, I wish that was fixed for sure. And I wish the inside of the case, so when you fold the case out and the discs are there, it'd be cool if, like, when you take the discs out, it had the poster artwork behind them. Kind of like that Phantasm Blu-ray set they did a long time ago, like one of the older Blu-ray sets. Where the disc, you take it out, the poster's behind it. Wish they could have done that for this. The whole red chains thing is kind of basic. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool 4K. Hellraiser 1 looked pretty good on 4K. 2 looked really good on 4K. 3... looked decent. but there were moments where it was blurry, and I was like, not sure what that was all about. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my Hellraiser 3 copy. I don't know. But I noticed a lot of blurry scenes, and it definitely was off-putting. Now, granted, I watched the version with the footage in there, the unrated footage, but that I could tell what it, when that came in, because that was standard definition. The crop was different on the screen. What I'm talking about is the literal 4K transfer got blurry at times, and I thought that was a big problem. And I haven't seen Hellraiser 4 Bloodline in 4K. I probably won't see that in 4K for a while because I'm going to watch the work print first. But I'm hoping you guys can actually hear my audio right now because I muted my mic by accident. So hopefully I didn't do that for too long. But anyways, y'all, that was the update video. I had a lot of interesting titles in here. Started off a little heavy, but yeah, I got a ton of stuff here. And yeah, that's my collection update for October 31st, 2023. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the finale of the Wes Craven movie review marathon as I cover my Soul to Take and Scream 4. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you guys so much for all your support on everything lately. It's been really cool. It's been awesome. And thank you guys so much. Anyways, y'all, you guys have a good night. Take care. Peace.